All right, everybody. It's time for a little chat. Something that I think people have asked me to comment on for 2 years in my comment section. The whole Mineplex is dying kind of thing. I did not talk about it at the time because obviously I was an admin and anything I said was probably going to be reflected upon like as a staff team, right? So my words would reflect upon the staff team and I didn't really want that. Um, yeah. So today I'm going to give you my honest, informed opinion, keyword informed. YouTubers like XTurtle and a few other people have made videos on this where they are uninformed and they have no idea what they are talking about. So I'm going to give you an actually informed opinion from somebody who played on the network for 5 years from the start, somebody who was staff for 4 and admin for 2. Okay, so it's safe to say I know what I'm talking about. I know how the staff team works. I know the people in charge. I know I just know this stuff, okay? Unlike the people who have made videos on this claiming to know what they are talking about, but truly are kind of lost. So, to get started, yes, there has been a massive decline in players on Mineplex. Obviously, like I mean, you can see it right here. We used to be hitting like 45K. I'm going to say we a lot when I don't mean to say we. I'm sorry, it's not we anymore. It's just Mineplex, and I'm going to get it wrong, so I'm sorry. But clearly, there's been a massive decline in players. And the staff team knows this, the admin team knows this, the leadership team knows this, and it's very evident, okay? Does that mean the network is dying? No, it does not mean the network is dying. I do not think Mineplex is dying. I think Mineplex will be around for a long time. They're an official Minecraft partner. They're still a powerhouse network. If you're getting 6 to 10K players, that's still a large network, okay? That's not a small network. That's a large amount of players, all right? So to say that they're not getting... that they're just dying because it's hitting 6 to 10K players is silly. There's been a recline, yes. That does not mean the network is dying. As well, I mean, when you're getting like 5K players on Pocket Edition as well, I think that's what it is on PE. I think collectively around the day, if you combine PE and PC, I think Mineplex might be getting like 15K-ish players around there. I'm not exactly sure. But that is still a decent amount of players, guys. That's actually a good amount of players. So to say Mineplex is dying because it's not hitting 45K on the weekends anymore is silly. Like, obviously, the word you were looking for is recline. It's declining. It doesn't mean it's dying. Dying means absolute zero, like when a company would declare bankruptcy or something like that. Like zero, like there's nothing left. Like, no, nothing. That's dying. That's dead, okay? That is not Mineplex at all. It is still hitting these players. It's still getting this amount. If you guys remember, Hypixel, when Mineplex was hitting 45K, 2.5 years ago, Hypixel was hitting 7K. They were at like 7 or 8K like on the day. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. But like the tables can turn easily with a couple powerhouse games. So that's why I'm saying Mineplex isn't dying, is because it can easily turn like that. So I want to briefly touch on this as well. I saw XTurtle's video. It was a while ago. I actually saw a reaction video to his video. It was pretty good. It was from like May or something. It was from a long time ago, so I'm not going to pretend to know if he said anything else. Like, and first off, I have no beef with XTurtle. I'm simply talking about like his what he claimed to be facts and like his opinions. First off, I do want to say don't listen to a single word that man says about Mineplex when it comes to staff corruption and like acting like he knows about like what happens in the back end, because nobody does. They don't. I've seen like him talk about it and like other YouTubers talk about it. They have no idea what they were saying. No clue. It's so foolish, and I never really called them out over it the past 2 years because, like I said, I was an admin. Like, it's not really my place to call people out like that when it's going to reflect negatively on the staff team if I'm, like, trying to start drama or anything. Like, I'm not right now, obviously. I'm just saying the points. Like, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. They're like, oh, I have an inside source. The best inside source that they're going to get is, like, a mod or, like, a senior mod, and the senior mods and the mods don't know what goes on in the back end. Like, they don't, unless they're on NDA, which they can't break an NDA. So, okay. Either way, that's not too relevant. But, like, I've seen people like Rebel Guy and, like, XTurtle, like, just manipulate the community to believe things that aren't true over the past 2 years. I'm not saying they do this every time. Rebel Guy did every time. That guy was, no offense to Rebel Guy, but he was the phony. Like, straight up, guys. He manipulated the crap out of the community, completely twisted the story about what happened, turned a lot of people against Jarvis, and, like, when he did not deserve it at all, like, it was an admin team decision. It was simple. He was trolling staff. He got banned. Like, you shouldn't go out of your way to get banned. It was very simple. We specifically told him not to do it, and then he did it again anyway. So I was just like, yeah, this guy's a kindergartner, ban him. like it's pretty simple. Like, that's literally like what I said. In like I'm pretty sure that's like quote unquote what I said in like it was either admin chat or like the admin meeting. It was hilarious. It was they were like, well, he did it again. I was like, well, he's acting like a kindergartner. Just ban him. Like what's there's no like there's nothing to decide here, right? So I mean, if you act like a troll, you're getting banned. Anyway, that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. But yeah, if you guys want me to talk about more issues like that, let me know. Back to Mineplex, people like were attacking like the developer team as well. Like in their videos, Xturtle was like going after the developer team, and he said the developers don't know what they're doing, and that just goes to show like a lot of these people don't know what they're talking about because there's developers and there's game designers. He was blaming these people are blaming the developers. I don't want to just say just he because there's a lot of people who do this. They see developer and they think the developers designed the games. So if you're gonna say the games are bad and that's why you think Mineplex is dying, which you are entitled to your opinion, and I respect it. Okay, I will respect your opinion. I can objectively disagree with it, but if you're saying Mineplex is dying because the developers are making bad games, your issue is with the game designers, not the developers. The developers just code. Alex the coder is a beast coder. That dude's a monster machine. Okay, he's gonna let that go straight to his head. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, buddy boy, I'm the best," or some joke. You know, I'm gonna get a text from him later saying that. But no, like the Mineplex developers are very competent, hardworking people. And so if your issues are with the games, your issues are not with the developers. Your issues are with the design team, which again are very competent people. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not really going to get into that. I will get into why I think the player count has gone down so much, though, in a second. Just give me 1 minute. A couple things for me. Being one of the oldest players, I've played a lot of games. I've grinded a lot of games. And I've seen the old player base kind of leave. And, you know, a lot of the Dauntless guys, you know, they all play Overwatch and stuff like right now. A lot of them play on Hypixel just because I think the PvP games on Mineplex have lost a lot of their lust. And I think that's why a lot of people have gone to Hypixel UHC, you know, Hypixel Sky Wars, Hypixel Bed Wars. It's because it's kind of like a new, fresh PvP. It's got potions, it's got vanilla aspects that everybody loves. I think the PvP scene switched from a lot of potion PvP to from classic OCN, like SG kind of stuff, to UHC PvP with, you know, potions, gaps, rods, you know. That's where the meta of PvP is, and that's why Hypixel does so well, in my opinion, is because they utilize the best features of that in their games. You know, you see Skyward, you have knockback 3 rods, TNT jumping. These games are very, very versatile for trapping, mobility, you know, Bed Wars, all kinds of stuff you can do. And they utilize all the best features of vanilla in these game types. And I think that's where all the PvPers kind of win, if that makes sense. And I think that's why Mineplex's player count is lower. All that part of the community switched to Hypixel. And or maybe, you know, Badline or Ultra or something like that. And I think while those people were switching, Mineplex's games kind of took a direction away from vanilla, if that makes sense. I mean, there was Skyfall, which was fun. It was pretty fun, but I think people would rather just play 1.8 PvP. I think the Lytras are cool. It was a really cool concept. But I think a lot of people like more like Sky Wars kind of stuff. Instead, they just straight up PvP, rods, you know, 1.8 version of the game. And all that jazz as well. I mean, you look at games like, you know, Gladiators, you just kind of got outdated. Like, a lot of the PvP games on Mineplex lost a lot of their lust, while games on Hypixel, you know, CubeCraft, they kind of kept theirs. And I think that's why everybody kind of switched, if that makes sense. So, what could Mineplex do to improve, in my opinion? And I really hope to see a lot of my old viewers, in my, like, guys like Nazo, who would always comment about champion stuff. A lot of these old people who used to grind these games with me, I hope to see a lot of you guys in the comment section here talking about what you think could change to turn it around. I think Mineplex needs more fast-paced PvP games to get the PvP kind of player back. Grindy, and that was kind of the point. Oh my god, that's my controller. I would love to see more vanilla, fast-paced games, kind of like with the trapping abilities of like Hypixel Sky Wars, and, you know, the game flow of Bed Wars and stuff like that. Like, I think there's like Heroes of Gwen, like Gem Hunters, which are just kind of two different kind of games from what I think the meta is in Minecraft right now. When I say the meta, it's kind of like what everybody kind of follows and what everybody kind of wants. Like, those are very open world kind of games, and I don't think people really want that right now, unless you're doing like clans, factions, something like that. I think that it'd be cool to see Mineplex steer back towards the fast-paced PvP mini games, like maybe update Gladiators, or more games like, you know, PvP with Castle Assault, or, which I need to play, actually. I'll probably record that soon, because it's still a fun game. I actually got, the reason why I stopped is because I got locked out of my account. I didn't have any of my stuff, but now I got all my stuff back, so I don't have to grind up my kits again. But just more games like that utilize that, and it might take a couple tries, sure, but I think they can have a real hit game that a lot of people love to play. I really do, and I think it's like more vanilla PvP is kind of the stuff that that Mineplex should go down. And I know a lot of my comment section is going to agree with me, but I really want to hear what you guys have to say, because people used to grind out Dom PvP. They used to grind out UHCs all the time. They used to grind out Bridges games all the time with BCL and stuff. And like, I know those communities are still there, and that's awesome, but I'm talking about the swing players that used to play on Mineplex and now play on Hypixel, because that's where a lot of them are, because of those games, straight up. And the viewership that those games get on YouTube is incredible, too. The communities are massive, and I have a lot of respect for Hypixel for being able to make those games. Again, no beef. That's just kind of my opinion. I think that the Mineplex people are some of the most competent people out there, and I have full confidence in them to get those swing players back. But Mineplex is not going to die. It's not going to die. So if you say Mineplex is dying, you need to get a better rhetoric, because it's not dying. You can say it's declining. It's not dying. It definitely has declined, but it's like they're at a state right now where they could easily turn around with one game. Snap of your finger, could turn around, and then they could be 15K players a day. Straight up. Like, that's all it takes is one game. Like, and Hypixel has proven that. All it takes is one big game to get half your player count. And Hypixel literally has proven that time and time again. So, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. I really hope you guys take to heart what I'm saying, because I have more experience with this than anybody you're going to see on YouTube talking about this subject. I've worked with Mineplex for years. I've known the owners, unlike these other people. They can just speculate about what they've heard. I know these people firsthand. I know they're competent. They work their tails off, and I have a lot of respect for them. All these people call the staff team corrupt too. It's so stupid, because the admin team is the most honest, hardworking people that I've met. There was a time where Mineplex had like some corrupt staff members. Sure, in 2014, 3 years ago, boys. It was at the point where I left the staff team. I thought it was so annoying to me. But it's not like that anymore. It hasn't been like that for years. So, like, if people are going around saying it's the staff team that's corrupt, like, they're foolish. The staff team are great. The Mineplex staff team is one of the better staff teams out there, hands down. Hands down. There are always going to be bad apples on any team in anything in the world, okay? You're always going to have bad apples. But overall, collectively, I could make a good argument saying that Mineplex has one of the better staff teams, because these guys work hard, they're nice people, and at the end of the day, like, they have good intentions, and it's not like what it used to be. So, don't even try with that if that's what you're trying to say. Like, and that's just silly. I can do more videos on this kind of stuff that you guys want. Just ask me. That being said, I'll see you guys in the next episode, and that's it for the rant. Mineplex is not dying. I have full faith in these guys to turn things around, because they're competent people, they're nice people, and they work their tails off. So, see you guys later. Peace out.